France is bracing for a day of fresh protests and strikes as trade unions oppose controversial pension reforms hailed by French President Emmanuel Macron. Well, the unions have vowed to bring the country to a standstill. The proposed changes include raising the retirement age from 62 to 64 and increasing the number of years workers have to make contributions for a full pension. Police expect between 1.1 and 1.4 million people to hit the streets at more than 260 locations nationwide. On January the 31st, on the biggest day of demonstrations so far, 1.27 million people demonstrated. According to a survey, 56% of respondents support the strikes and 59% back the call to bring the country to a standstill. Earlier in Western France, a protest barricade on a highway was set ablaze. The French government has argued that the changes are crucial in order to lift the pension system out of deficit by 2030. Last month, Macron said there is no miracle solution to ensuring future pensions. Well, currently, the bill is now being debated in the upper house of the French Parliament. Well, for more on this, our correspondent Ross Cullen is joining us live from Paris now. Ross, France is bracing itself for a standstill. What exactly do these protesters want? Tell us more.
Hi, Kate. Well, they want to see that this bill is withdrawn from Parliament. They are demanding the government drop its plans to try to reform France's pension system. Some of them also want to move the retirement age back from 62 to 60, which is from where it was raised during the presidency of Nicolas Sarkozy. It was raised from 60 to 62. Now, during this presidency of Emmanuel Macron, they want to raise it from 62 to 64. So the protesters want to see the end of that plan from the government. They also want to see the end of the restructuring and simplification of France's pension system. We've already seen parts of the strike get underway this morning with the metro system in Paris heavily impacted, and also intercity trains are going to be impacted. And we are going to see also an effect at airports and at France's main railway stations for international travel as well.
And Ross, we were saying earlier that the President Emmanuel Macron has made it clear that there's no miracle cure in terms of economics to be able to support the pension system. So what is the answer to this, do you think?
Yeah, the government wants to reform France's pension system. It says it wants to raise the retirement age to make France's pension system more financially sustainable in the future. It says that France already has one of the most generous pension systems in the world and one of the lowest pension retirement ages in comparison to European Union member states' neighbours. So it says that France already has those measures in place, but it does need to raise the retirement age and restructure pensions to be able to balance the books in the future. We are going to see a wide range of sectors going on strike today. Already coming into work this morning was a challenge. Many people using bikes or just working from home. The government urged us to go back to what we were so used to doing during the pandemic and working from home where possible to try to reduce the number of people trying to take a limited range of transport options to get around the major cities. And we are already seeing rubbish piling up as the trash collectors are going on strike. Many schools are closed as teachers go on strike. Those transport workers I mentioned earlier. We are seeing healthcare workers and output at refineries dropping as petrol and oil workers join the strike, as well as drivers and airline staff and many other professions are joining in this strike that we are seeing. Major protests and more than 250 marches scheduled for today across France, and as you mentioned earlier, more than 1 million people set to join those demonstrations.
Ross Cullen, thank you so much, joining us live from Paris today about the strikes that are happening nationwide on the pension system changes.